Alright, welcome to another episode of Stupid Crap We Do. 50p, is that all I'm worth?
Yes.
Hey, this is how we make money on YouTube.
Here we are again.
Dabla.
Sun's out.
Welcome to another episode of Where Do I Park the Next Fucking Car? Getting a bit full here, mate.
It's chock-a-block, dude.
All falls apart when you go on holiday. So, did you have a nice time?
Yes, thank you.
Did you?
Yes.
Didn't get to go without the kids though, so it wasn't a nice time.
No comment.
It was just herding cattle in a new area.
Yes.
That's how we look at it. Right. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
It is
It's
Wednesday.
sunny. I'm squinting because I've had to lift my sunglasses up. So let's get through the intro and we'll walk you around all this.
Let's do it.
So, where do we start? I'm washing a Noble engine cover because the aquablast is working, so we're going to get all excited about using that in a minute.
Woohoo!
Mate, honestly, I got proper giddy last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, things amazing.
Excellent.
So, let's go from the top. George's white Avant is on a ramp next because we've got actually the saloon's on a ramp next.
So
We've got to pull headlights
Yeah.
and exhaust off because he's swapping bits from his two cars because that one's going to be sold and he's keeping this one. So there's he's had trick lights done on that one, so we're swapping bits over, so that's fine. So that's on a ramp next. Steal the good bits off that one that he wants and then swap them back and forth. So those two are George's. The white twin turbo, we have 6 twin turbo V10s here. 6 twin turbo V10s and a twin supercharger V8. Eh? Where else in Europe has got that kind of problem? Yeah, so the twin turbo from Greece. I'm waiting on rods and pistons, and then we can pull the engine out of that and build the engine on that.
Look, there it is.
I have one here that doesn't start, doesn't do anything. The windows are stuck down, and it is a swimming pool. So there's
Oh dear.
nice African cichlids swimming in the footwell.
Yes,
So
it's not
good.
Not happy, is it?
No, that is a proper state, and it's been like that for a while because it's muddy and horrible. So don't worry, I'll save it. VGD, the rear mag rides are finally here, so they turned up today, so we can get that on a ramp and get that done. I always remember I turn away and you can't hear, so we'll have to do this.
You have to walk backwards.
We're gonna have to buy a mic, ain't we? A lapel mic.
I have got one. I've just not been asked to do it.
We're being too lazy and I just
spilled
spilled
your
my
tea.
tea. No, this is the problem with walking backwards doing YouTube videos. Honestly. Alan's, we're waiting on a clutch, so he's having a Dodson put in it.
So that's the OMG.
That's the OMG. Yeah. While we're chatting about him, to be fair, I love Alan anyway. He's mint, so he owns OMG. But he put a video out at Fruxton that he got diagnosed with prostate cancer, and he went public with it, and he put a big video out encouraging men to get checked. So credit where credit's due. Take some balls to do that, to come out with and be that open about an issue.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty big of him. So
Fair play.
yeah, Alan, was he Alan OMG? Alan Gardner OMG? Go check him out. Send him some love. He's amazing. So they're probably the newest superbike team in the paddock, and Alan's done it properly. So obviously Brad Ray, they won it last year. Ryan Vickers, they've got firing on all cylinders this year. So yeah, and they're official Yamaha next year as well. So
Good stuff.
new R1 maybe? I don't know.
Hey, you never know.
But yeah, I had, like I said, he's amazing anyway, but it shows the character of the man when he comes out and does that. So yeah, give them some love. Skoda's pretty much done. Jack's just got a range. I think Devil are going to do that. We don't really custom tune those ECUs, so I think that's going to go to Ben and the lads at Devil, and they're going to sort it for him, so we just need to hook them up.
Yep.
GAU, that's Mark's. That has had, what has that had? It's definitely been on a dyno. It's definitely had a carbon clean. I'm sure we've done suspension. So we've remapped it, carbon clean, suspension, a few other bits and pieces, some oil leaks I think. So we've done quite a bit of work to that one. That's just about ready to go back. just need to give it a bit of a clean for him, do our quality control, and that can go. The Lambo is going to have a key coded today. Because it's an old 5 litre, we don't have security access for those. So we do with the later ones, but those ones we don't. So we'll just work with the guys at Pangborn. They order the key in anyway. So that's going to have a key sorted. The Time Attack car is pretty much ready to go back. It just lives here because the guy who owns it got so many cars. So that's all right. That sits there. Jacks, we are waiting on door seals, and then that can go on a ramp, and his battery keeps going flat, so we've got to hunt that out, but we think it's the DAB aerial. Okay. He's got some like a little accessory box that plugs in, and he says the battery just dies like straight away. So that's a couple of batteries. That's a nice one. That is Jack's car. So Jack is the guy who owns the Skoda behind you.
Right.
So we get that sorted. CVE, we're waiting on a front diff. That is the first thing we've got to get sorted. So we bought it, we put it on a dyno, and it has no four-wheel drive action at all. The front diff's completely gone. The viscous coupling inside it. You can't get it separate, so you need a complete diff. The RS4, hunting a rattle that we can't find. But I think the client's pretty much like, do you know what? I'll have it back, we see if it gets worse. There's nothing major. Everything's perfect, but every now and again he gets this noise and we can't find it. So that's going to go back. UFD, engine parts are on order, so we're going to do a build on that for him, so that's fine. So we're going to put a set of uprated rods and pistons on it, because that is obviously twin turbo when he beats on it. So that's another one. So what have we got there? 1, 2, 3, there's 4. Got a Skoda in for a project, but more on that later, like not in this video, later videos. FBT is a twin supercharged one, still waiting to be picked up. This was a good one. BJ, bless him, kept breaking down on track days, and he would lose gears, dropped it off, and the bloody TCU was full of water.
Oh. So
the pins, so what's happened at some point is that they can leak through the rear brake lights. Yeah, mate, let me show you. So the centre brake light's got a seal around it, and it perishes, and that behind that light then is a cavity. And what can happen is the water goes into the cavity and then runs down the back of the headlining and drips on the rear bulkhead cover. So it turned out, I had no error codes in it, but wouldn't go into gear. But you could make it go through basic settings on the transmission. So it was just a communication thing. And I said to Mitch, she said, we've got spare TCU. I said, let's just bang a TCU on it and we see what it's like, and pulled the connector off. Remind me, I've got a photo of it. Pulled the connector off and the pins were green. I did put it on my Instagram. So we've cleaned it all up, because a new TCU is 1,800 quid. So it hadn't filled the control unit with water. What happened is the loom tape is fabric, and the water had gotten the loom tape, and by capillary action come all the way down the loom and sat on the top of the back of the pins, and like rotted the pins out. So we've got new pins on order, so we'll change those. We've cleaned the TCU up because it's 1,800 quid, and like I said to Oliver, it's probably worthwhile running it now and see if the TCU behaves, because if it does, great, because it's now we've cleaned it and sorted it all out, run and driving mint. It's like 1,800 quid for.
So I'm guessing that could have been somewhere else. Yep, you need one of these.
Yeah. Like I said, worst case you're paying 1,800 quid.
Yeah.
Best case is we do the wiring for you and we save you a load of money.
Yeah.
So we'll try and do it like that. I don't want to spend a TCU on it when it doesn't need it. The module's not full of water. It was just the connector pins had gone a bit green. So we've sorted them out. That's fine. APP's ready to go back. Sorry, lorries went past, and then we started chatting crap like we normally do. So in YouTube world, that's 4 seconds. In our world, that's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yes.
We've both got a tan now.
I know.
Well, you've got a tan. I haven't.
I've got a tanned head.
Pasty white, mate. APP's ready to go back. We spoke about TCU on VUR.
Yep.
We keep doing this. We keep saying, "Oh, we'll drop this in," and we forget, because we forgot to post in the George nearly knocking me off at Anglesey.
Oh my god!
Didn't we? So I'll have to give you that as well. We'll drop that in as a little present. That's it. Oil leak. So we've got the oil pump seals, and he's got an intermittent transmission problem, so we've got to look into that. That's another bastard of a one to find. Never does it for us. He went to south of France and back. He's done like 4 times. So I need to figure out what's going on with that one. The Hurricane, we have sorted out the front diff, sorted out the tyres. It's got an oil leak. We've sorted out suspension. It needs a windscreen. But he's just trying to work out which bits he wants to do, because obviously you're starting to run away with costs.
Yeah.
So we'll sort out that. The twin turbo. We put an oil pump in the transmission, and so far so good. It's behaved itself. So I'm going to put some more miles on that before Simon has it back, because he's a long way away. He's so far away, he's nearly in Norway. So it just gets a ball ache every time it was playing up. So he picked it up last time, and he did 1,000 miles and it was fine. Then he went out to it one day and it just wouldn't drive. So we put an oil pump in it. A lot of that data that led us to the diagnosis of this one was the one with gold wheels.
Yes.
So I had a lot of the data logging out of that car, and I've kind of compared it to that. The problem is, again, like it dropped it, he couldn't get it on a ramp, and it's come here and it's been mint. So one of them things. And then my piece of shit Golf and my piece of shit TTRS. But the new blocks turned up for TTRS, and the head's back for the Golf. So we get into that. The one behind you, James's, we tuned this. It's a really, really nice V8, and we use a tool called CMD to tune them. And he had a weird throttle problem. It's been tuned like 6 months, but he's noticed that it's got this weird throttle problem. And the first thing I always do is to rule out the tune, because of course it could be something that we've put on the car. So go to flash it back to stock. So CMD has got a function called flash back to stock. And I did that, and it bricked both fucking ECUs. Sorry about the language, you'll have to beep that out because I'm really annoyed about it. And the problem is, because it's a really late car, they work on what's called SGO files, which is essentially, if you can imagine a complete copy of your computer. So if you wanted to copy everything, including Windows, off your computer onto a blank computer, you need all that framework, and that's what's called an SGO file. And Audi don't have it. So even if you try and do a software update on Otis or anything, it doesn't exist. So I've got to buy 2 ECUs for that car now.
That's a nightmare.
Not what I said. That is a proper. Well, hopefully, I'm going to try and do 1 ECU. So essentially, what we flashed onto the car is corrupted the ECUs. So I'm going to have to buy 1 ECU, and then I'm going to clone the 1 ECU into the other one. That's my plan. But it's still $2,000. Or because the tool we use just went, and fired anything into it. This is what we say, it's so important to make sure, like we do all the time. You got all the tools, all the right equipment, got Otis, got CMD, pay my licenses, none of it's hooky stuff, deal with good people, and we still get mistakes, or things happen.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if that was some eBay flasher turned up in your driveway, mate, flashed your car, and it's bricked? And it is that easy, like, not being big-headed, I know what I'm doing, and it still does it. So yeah, so a bit gutted. Obviously this is our cost, it's nothing to do with James, but a bit gutted for him, because obviously the car's sat here now, and it came in for a small throttle issue that he'd found, and now I'm literally sat here, mate, I broke your car, and I don't know what I'm going to do to fix it. So I'm in the middle of trying to sort that out at the minute. The joys of running a business, mate. So Simon's Gallardo, Jordan's had in, PPF on the bonnet, I think he's detailed it, ceramic coat, a few bits and pieces.
It's looking very shiny.
It is. Simon's coming up for that. Richard Meadham from Evo magazine has reached out, because they are doing a piece in a magazine and they want to use this car, so I'm sure Simon would like that. But they're going to do like an anniversary special, because it's 25 years of Evo magazine. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. No.
I didn't know that. Got every episode. I haven't. Has anybody? Here's a question. Has anybody got every copy of Evo magazine? Doesn't count if you work for Evo magazine.
Somebody out there must have.
Yeah, mate, definitely.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. And let us know how much money you've not wasted, but spent on it over 25 years. Yeah. That'd be scary to know. It's like when, did you all lad ever collect Match Attack cards? The football Premier League cards?
Similar.
Right, okay. Yeah. Callum did that. £1 a pack for 10 of them. And then we worked out he'd have like 400 spare cards, duplicates, and you just sat there like.
Yes.
So, on with the misfire, on with that one. Mitch is getting on with that. Matt's putting a Maserati back together. The timing plate is finally turned up for James's. Tom's is on a ramp for an exhaust and suspension springs. Carl's stripping an engine, and that is about it. What have we got left to do this week? I've got to get my bike ready because I go CAD World tomorrow, and there's probably like a million emails to do as well. So it's all good fun. So we'll just waste the day doing videos, mate. It's fun.
Well, on that note, then we better crack on in.
Well, should we get there? What we do is we set it up. We'll get a timing cover out with a wash tank.
Yeah.
And we'll do like a 50-50 down this.
Let's do it.
So you can see how good your videoing is through a wet screen. Mate, honestly, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. New toy. It's not a new toy day. We've had it ages, but I finally got it working. So, airline goes in one side, and then you can control the air pressure here. Look. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yep.
So you can control your air pressure. Then you've got this controls your washer knob, your windscreen washer speed.
So you can see what's going on.
So yeah, so turn the e-stop, pressure reset, turn the light on. All right. Let me clean the screen a minute.
Oh, it's like a vet there inserting. Look at this.
Right. So that's obviously your working window. Then it's got a gun holder, so that's your gun, right?
Yep.
Or you can lock it in the holder and just move the part underneath. Do you see?
Yep.
So if we go this way, then you've got a big ass door.
Is that a technical term?
Yeah. Alright. That is the timing cover off the Noble.
And that is MoTeC.
That is hanging, right? So, if I show you what the underside looks like. It's basically a big water tank, and in the bottom of it is like a, well, here you go. It's like that.
Yeah.
So it's I'm wet now. I'll tell you what it is. It's a glass bead for industrial application.
There you go.
And it's a 180 to a 300 for it. Dry me under.
That's what it says on the tin.
Does what it says on the tin, lad. So, shut your door. Alright.
Put your big.
So, put your hands in your cow arse gloves. Alright. And then literally hit the foot pedal, which is here.
Yep.
Right. So then my wiper will start going. So we'll see. If I move that over a second. So you see your wiper going. Alright. So and then you literally just sit here and do that, mate. There is sort of a technique to it.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out yet. But so what they say is you got to be careful you don't get splashback on your screen.
Right.
Because obviously it's abrasive,
And you can't see what you're doing.
but it'll scratch your screen.
Right.
Feels like I'm like driving through fog.
fact it's got its own wiper.
Mate, it's mint, isn't it? Right, so if I just clean down that edge a minute. And then you basically got to clean it off. Wow, I tell you what, can you see that build up in there? That's the media look. So it's supposed to wash the part before we take it out, but I just wanted to show you, like, you see the media?
Dripped.
It stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that's the media look. But you can see it like where it builds up on the wall, but can you see the how discoloured it is now? Where it's obviously taken all the material off. So let me just rinse everything off.
Job.
Let me rinse everything off and then we get it out. Right. So then what happens is this has a skimmer filter, so the water that I'm pumping to wash it is coming out of this tank here. So this is like our closed loop tank. So the skimmer valve opens, which is this, and lets the water drop down, and then it's filtered through that paper into some containers underneath. And then that's what's sucked back in to come out the squirter jet. So that's clean water for your washer, wash wipe, and then for your jet wash. But mate, what do you think?
That's insane, because that wasn't in there long, was it?
That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you've got to go back through your video and get your before and after. But it's like that tries to give you an indication of what it was like before.
Yeah. So how many treatments would you need to give something like this?
One?
Yeah.
Well, I could finish that. So how long did that take us?
Yeah.
I've tried to do a 50-50.
Yeah.
So you think, give me 10 more minutes and it's,
wow.
Yeah, it's done. A few little bits like this side now, where again, positioning the nozzle, so can you see in there?
Yeah.
Well, in these bits, but you got to make sure like that's almost more oily.
Sure.
Rather than corrosion.
What a cool piece of kit.
Mate, sorry, no.
And you can put anything in there? Anything
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's there for, like, this is one we did yesterday, look. We were messing around. So, I mean, you can see the difference. But have you noticed how it hasn't cleaned the oily bit so well?
Oh, okay.
So that we need to be better at making sure stuff like this clean. But that's what it was like before.
So look, there's the difference. Right there.
Like that, mate, that looks brand new.
Yeah.
You can play with pressure, you can play with media, but what you got to be careful of now is...
It's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have got to be careful.
I'm guessing that is super abrasive.
So you have really got to be careful there. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get a little trolley to keep the parts we take out that on there. I mean, that stuff's got to be stripped and go through a wash tank anyway, but I wouldn't want that, you know, I wouldn't want cross-contamination there. So.
There we go.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. Have you got that Lambo timing cover off? You got it there? Murcielago timing cover, and that's off the engine, so that hasn't been washed yet. So let's put it through the wash tank.
We can see the grime on that.
Yeah, yeah. So look at all the and that's essentially what it should be like. So a little while to degrease it, I think. But you can see just by scrubbing the grime off in a wash tank, that's how it comes up.
Yeah.
So it's not there to do that work. Yeah. What I'm trying to do is get this area here clean, so we can literally draw a line here.
Yep. So we're on the realism scale.
I'm impressed, to be honest. It takes a lot to impress me. So.
Fair play. Right. Moment of truth.
May I said, if we could get that to look like that, we'd be doing all right.
That is unbelievable. That's so quick as well.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to do something else now.
I know, this is the problem, right? I haven't finished any parts, I just keep
doing bits.
Yeah. So, if you want us to aquablast some of your crap, let us know and we'll do it. I have got to put together a price list to do that.
Yeah.
Because I've had a couple of people ask.